Hi, I'm Calvis Yonrice, and I'm the Director of Business Development at IPS. In this presentation, we're going to go over the ToolSCAN 2.0, which is a precision tooling measurement system specifically designed for the can manufacturing environment, measuring Bodymaker tools. First, we always like to discuss what the customer's current needs are, going over what they currently have to measure tooling in their tool room. Oftentimes, can plants will have one of two options. The first option is a old set of equipment. This would be a tri-mic or some sort of a mechanical probe system to measure both Bodymaker punch ODs and ironing die IDs, or they may have a new system such as the Z-mic or an OEG gauge to measure dies and punches. And so, depending on what they currently have, there are various options on how the ToolSCAN fits into their system and what benefits over their current solutions it has. Every solution has some pain point. Older technologies, tri-mics or mechanical probes, have pain points that the gauges are not as repeatable as they could be. So lack of repeatability shows up from a can plant when Bodymaker operators go to change out tooling and it does not result in the can that they are expecting. Either they are too tall or too short. And what that means is that the gauge that they are measuring tooling with is not as repeatable as it could be. If customers are using newer pieces of equipment, such as Z-mics or OEG gauges, pain points could be lack of service or support. With new gauges, there is a potential for things breaking and needing support. It is not a mechanical system. And so, oftentimes, these gauge manufacturers cannot support equipment in other countries as the customer would want. Other pain points are high price points or potentially slow measurements. And based on the current solutions and their pain points, there are always some level of opportunity for the ToolSCAN 2.0. A bit of development history about this gauge. We first started developing it in 2011, and we developed this with one of the major can manufacturers in North America. In 2013, we installed the first ToolSCAN gauge in a plant in Mexico, and from 2013 to 2018, we began compiling a list of features and things we would like to change for the next generation. And in 2018, we began developing the second generation ToolSCAN gauge. In 2019, we released the ToolSCAN 2.0, which is our second generation measurement gauge. This is the ToolSCAN 2.0, and it measures Bodymaker punches and dies. For Bodymaker dies, it measures the inner diameter, and for Bodymaker punches, it measures the outer diameter, as well as performing a scan of the step or transition of the punch. Now, as far as diameters, for the punch, it measures diameters, so it's capable of reporting the major diameter as well as a step and a transition or taper measurement. So major diameter plus the step plus the taper of the punch. It's extremely repeatable, the most repeatable gauge in the can manufacturing industry. So it is plus or minus 15 millionths of an inch or 0.38 microns, which no other gauge will be able to compete with these specifications. It also performs its measurements extremely fast. No diameter measurement on the punch or the die will take more than 15 seconds. It is also capable of being integrated with the tool control system that IPS has developed and will be launching in 2020. Tool control is an inventory control and tool tracking software, which we'll go over in a little bit from a very high level. A few of the detailed features that we want to talk about on the ToolSCAN is first off vibration control. Vibration control is very important because in a can plant, there's a potential for things like the cupper being too close to the tool room. And when you have vibration, it needs to be controlled in order to achieve such a high level of repeatability that is offered by the ToolSCAN. So how we do this is we have integrated a scientific grade honeycomb optical breadboard, which is what you see right here. And all of the tooling fixtures as well as the measurement devices are mounted on top of the breadboard. The breadboard is even isolated from the machine frame by additional dampening pads. So there's a very high level of vibration control on this gauge. Thermal monitoring is something that we have also spent a lot of time and effort on integrating into the ToolSCAN 2.0. We have various probes throughout the ToolSCAN that measure and record temperature. And these probes are used for two different reasons. First, we record temperature of the room when the machine is calibrated. And if a measurement is made at a temperature that is dramatically different from the temperature the machine was calibrated at, there will be an alarm that triggers the user to recalibrate the machine. So it is important to have a temperature stable tool room, but if temperature stability is not optimal, our thermal monitoring system can help address this. And so the second thing that the temperature probes do is we have designed a temperature compensation algorithm. So even during small fluctuations of temperature, this algorithm assures that the machine is extremely repeatable. So temperature monitoring is something that is a big differentiator between our gauge and others on the market. Measurement range is very important to talk about. On the ToolSCAN 2.0, the fixtures are mounted inside of the machine and you will never have to change any fixtures to measure any of your tools. This is the entire range of dies that you may see, and this is the entire range of punches that you can see. You never have to change any fixtures to measure any different tools on the ToolSCAN, which is a major benefit between ToolSCAN and again other options that customers may have. And finally, repeatability. When we redesigned the ToolSCAN 2.0, we did it for two main reasons. First, to improve performance. This was speed, repeatability, and ease of use. Second, we wanted to drive the cost down to be able to offer the most affordable high precision measurement device in the can industry. And a good example of how we did this was by selecting the correct LED micrometers. The ToolSCAN uses two LED micrometers to perform its measurements. And what we did is we selected a smaller measurement range LED micrometer for our second generation gauge. That did two things. First, because it was smaller, the accuracy and repeatability was actually much better than the previous version. Second, because they were smaller, they were actually less expensive. So this was the perfect example of how we were able to provide a more accurate and more repeatable gauge at a lower price point than before. In this short video, we're going to show you the measurement speed of the ToolSCAN. So we will be showing you how it looks like measuring a punch. So the punch is inserted into the gauge and placed in the punch fixture. When the user presses go, the measurement head moves to 3 distinct locations, after which it returns home. And that's it. With that short amount of time, the gauge reports 3 measurements: the major diameter, the step, as well as the taper on the punch. Another thing that we really focused on with the ToolSCAN 2.0 was minimizing user error. So I have been in tool rooms that you see a common problem, which is the tool room operator is very, very good. But no matter how good they are, if there is a method of manually marking the diameter on the tool, the user may accidentally write the number incorrectly on the die. So I've seen tool rooms where a measurement gauge is used to measure a tool very accurately, and then a Sharpie or a marker is used to write that diameter on the tool before it is placed back on inventory. So this is a cause for user error. Now, the ToolSCAN, as I mentioned, is designed to be integrated with Tool Control, which is our inventory control and tool tracking software. So in this video, we will see how the ToolSCAN works with the Tool Control system. The first thing the user will do is insert the die into the gauge onto the fixture, after which he will scan the barcode on the tool. Now I'm going to pause it right here because the barcode actually allowed the correct tool profile to appear on the screen. And not only the correct tool profile, meaning it's an ironing die of a specific serial number, but also the correct calibration group. And so with all of this automatically done, the user can simply press go, and you will see now that the gauge is going to move to the left of center, and it will slowly scan across the center of the die and report back the largest diameter, which is the actual diameter of the die that we care about. So it's a quick measurement of the die, but when integrated with tool control, what the user would do now is simply press go, and it would send the serial number and the new measurement to tool control, which is a digital tooling control and inventory system. So the correct diameter is always associated with the serial number of the tool. So by combining these two systems, we minimize user error. So we'll give you a quick single page overview of what tool control is. It is a system built out of 3 modules. And the first module is inventory control and tool tracking. So first and foremost, it controls inventory inside of the tool room by serial number and size. It also tracks tooling and lets the user know exactly where it has been, whether it is in a Bodymaker, whether it is staged to be measured, or whether it is being reground. Also, it provides a grind prioritization table. So regardless of the operator that is using the grinder, by using the grind schedule, it is going to tell them what is most important to grind right now. And that is the tool type, the exact size, and how many of that size should be ground. So we are always grinding based on priority. The reporting tool is also very advanced, allowing administrators and users to look at a wide range of data. The second module is the production module, and this ties the tool control into Bodymaker data. So the most important piece here is that it associates strokes or cans produced with each individual tool based on serial number. And finally, it is the can weight module. And what this does is it links together QA data, specifically can weight and can wall thickness, and takes this data and allows Bodymaker operators, when they need to change tools inside of the Bodymaker, they understand what was the weight and wall thickness of the last can produced. So when they make their decision to put a new tool into the Bodymaker, they're not just focusing on uptime, they're focusing on making quality cans. We have a brand new system, which is tool control, and there is two other resources that you can learn more about tool control in. We have a complete presentation about tool control, and we have a live software demo. So if that is of interest, this is available. But now I'm going to move back to the ToolSCAN 2.0, which is talking about a few other features that the gauge has. It's the small things that really make this gauge so easy to use, comfortable, and such a high-performing gauge. Things like padded leveling casters. So the entire system comes on a pre-assembled bench, and at the bottom of the bench are wheels. So you can move this system around your tool room if you need to, but once it's in the position you need it, you can actually lower the padded feet and isolate it from the ground. There's a laser line, and if you saw the punch measurement, you saw a red line on the punch. And what that line represents is where the measurement is being taken. So the green LED micrometers that we use can't actually be seen or not easily seen. So we've integrated a laser line that gives the user of the gauge the comfort of knowing that each individual measurement is being taken at the location that they are expecting it to be taken. We've integrated a printer. So this is a simple thing, but every system comes with a printer and a series of reports. So if a tool, for example, comes from a manufacturer and the size is not as it should have been, it's very easy to print an inspection report and send that tool along with the inspection report back to the vendor for creation or correction. There's a 24-inch capacitance screen, touchscreen monitor, and the software of ToolSCAN is all based on touchscreen. So there's two options. A user can use the touchscreen or the provided mouse and keyboard. So it's very easy for the user to interact with, regardless of the option that they choose. And finally, there is a remote support module. Now, we've been providing remote support for the Gen 1 ToolSCAN for over 6 years. And with the new ToolSCAN 2.0, we will continue doing this. We have engineering professionals that are continually on the phone working with customers around the world, using the remote support module to do things like help provide additional training or make changes to new tooling they may want to measure. So updating profiles. And in the worst case, if something goes wrong, they can go in and remotely troubleshoot and repair the machine through the remote support module. Through this remote support module and our great engineering team, we are able to provide world-class customer service to any customer, regardless of their global location. So, a value comparison. The ToolSCAN 2.0 is truly the best value in the can making industry today. So, if we compare two comparable systems, whether it is ToolSCAN or the other options, and we say that we have to be able to measure the critical dimensions on punches and on dies. This will cost between $80,000 and $120,000 US for our competitors. The ToolSCAN 2.0 comes in below $60,000. So by far, the ToolSCAN is the best value available today. And finally, a quick summary of the product of what we saw today. First, it is very versatile. It measures punches, it measures dies, and it does this very easily. Second, it is repeatable. It is plus or minus 15 millionths of an inch or 0.38 microns repeatable, which is the best in the can making industry. It also has great connectivity, meaning it is built to integrate with Tool Control, our tooling inventory and tool tracking software, and it also connects with our remote support module, allowing us to help any customer regardless of their global location. And finally, it does all of this at a price below $60,000 US. Now, we can answer any additional questions, whether they are technical, financial, or anything else. Our goal is that the customer walks away from a ToolSCAN presentation fully informed and knowledgeable so that they can make a good decision on how to move forward. Thank you for watching.